So what I'm going to do here is make an ecosphere, but not like the average ecosphere where people take a little bit of dirt from the water along with some plants, etc. What I'm going to do is I have this container and here's just some like gravel, like nice fine gravel from the garage. You know, it's been stored in the garage for years. So I'm going to use this actually, and I'm going to go ahead and put this in here before I reveal the plants that I salvaged. And I didn't really have to do anything to harvest those plants. They just were washed ashore, so we're basically on their deathbed, you know, because they wash ashore and then you don't have to worry. And where I got those was from, they washed ashore near Lake Michigan, and I didn't think about harvesting any sand from there, so I just, anyway. This was double bagged, so I'm going to just go ahead and fill this in. It's a little too much sand, but I'm just going to use it all. This has a lot of like vegetation in there too, so that could provide some nutrients to whatever is lurking. And let me just take that bag and move it aside. Now here I have a bag. What I did was, today is Monday, and not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before is when I harvested, well, not harvested, but just collected from what washed ashore. I didn't really dig up these plants or anything, so anyway, and I had them in a cup, and then I drained the cup before I came for transportation. But what I have here is basically some Sagittaria that was growing in Lake Michigan, and it's been stored out of water for a week and almost dead. So not only will it be interesting to see what kind of life lurks in here after it's nearly dead, but whether this will survive or not. You can see how pieces are rotten. It was stored in an area without much light and for over a week. So what this tells me also is it's not good to have plants lost in the mail, especially if they require a lot of light, which I wasn't sure how much light requirements the Sagittaria needed, considering, you know, the leaves on the Sagittaria were really long, so I assumed they're probably deep and grow fast. So we'll see if this survives. So I'm just going to do this for now. In this bag there was a little bit of water from the lake, residue from there that I'm just going to add to this in case there's any additional life forms in that water. And my problem is I spilled, okay, so I spilled on the counter. I'm just going to let that go to waste, or I have a plan. What I'll do is just soak this up in toilet paper and see what I can squeeze in here, but hardly anything. Okay, now this cup I'm going to also, so I filled that with water, and this way if there's anything lurking in there, but this cup seems to have sprung a leak because it made a mess. Yep, it did spring a leak. And there's the leak, okay. So it's on, well, so I'm holding this at an angle not to make this mess, but I'm just going to fill this up from the cup. So any residue of stuff in here I can get in there to increase the chances of finding any interesting life in there, and hopefully the Sagittaria will survive and start to grow. It seems like it's just the leaves that are dead, but not really the actual like stem of the plant, where it's more like the rhizome, which spreads in the water. So hopefully it will survive. Let me just fill it a little more. So this is day 1, and today is Monday, September 16. Okay, I think that should suffice. Now this seal, I need to make sure that seal is on. I cleaned this, I washed it, and hopefully the tap water won't kill whatever's in there, but we'll find out. So now we'll just sit and wait, and hopefully we'll start seeing interesting forms of life frolicking in the abyss of the ecosphere in a few days, or maybe even hours, who knows, or maybe even weeks or months, or maybe nothing at all. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Feel free to subscribe, and happy YouTubing. I'm back. Before I go, I just want to show you that after I thought I was done with this video, I noticed some of the roots were floating. So I'm actually going to take some tongs, like some nice long ones, and make sure these are anchored in the ground just so it looks pretty. So that's all I'm gonna do for now. And then I have to clean up this mess. Wow. So if whatever doesn't get anchored, I can eventually anchor later, but okay. So we'll leave it at that for now, I guess. Anyway, thanks for watching again, and happy YouTubing.